Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Darth Cinema, and I know, guys, my computer is not yet repaired, but good news, it is fully repaired. It just hasn't gotten to me yet. It's a few days out from being shipped. So this is probably the last video you're going to have to deal with in this format. So 2 videos, not really that bad. But then I've got a great number of ideas that I'm going to use for the channel. I'm going to be doing a brand new trailer for my channel. That you guys will be able to see. And it's going to be a compilation of different stuff that I'm going to be looking at. But I'm not going to give it all away right now. I'm just going to let you guys be surprised by what to expect within the next year from me. Because now I feel like this channel, now that we've gotten to over 1,300 subscribers, oh my gosh, guys, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll be covering Ruby. We'll be covering so much this year. And it makes me so happy that you guys enjoy the content that I put out. So once again, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. So anyway, as the title shows, these are my thoughts on the big reveals of San Diego Comic-Con. I wasn't able to go this year, but I've been keeping an eye out on all the trailers that have come out. And right now, I'm going to be starting to cover the TV shows first before we move into the movies. And then I'll get my thoughts on there. I don't want this to be a long video, so I'm going to keep my thoughts brief on that. But if I start to ramble, I start to ramble. I know that was a problem with some of my other videos. But when I get really excited about things that are coming up, I tend to ramble. Anyway, on to the topic at hand. So we're going to start with Marvel right now. Now, Marvel hit the ground running with trailers for Luke Cage. We have a teaser trailer for Iron Fist. We had a teaser trailer for The Defenders and a confirmation of Jessica Jones Season 2 and a confirmation of Daredevil Season 3. So on Netflix territory, Marvel is killing it. And what I saw of Luke Cage, I don't know if Luke Cage is going to be like my kind of show. I'm still going to give it a try because I still have Netflix. I love Daredevil Season 2, and I'm really excited for what The Defenders is going to be. And Iron Fist looks really awesome as well. So I actually can't wait to see that. Hopefully they're going to implement the Punisher into The Defenders. I haven't read up whether or not he's going to be in that before he does his own series. But, yeah, as far as that on the Netflix front, that's kind of where we're going on that. I'm really excited for what's coming. But, hey, well, just give me your thoughts on what you want to see out of the Netflix series. What do you want to see out of Luke Cage? What do you want to see out of Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and the Defenders? Defenders especially, because I would like to see what story do you think that they're going to adapt with the team? Because there are certainly plenty of stories that the group can adapt. So, as far as network television, obviously the only big show really right now that they're worried about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of had a bit of a rough start when going through Season 1 and Season 2. Season 3, however, with the Inhumans, really picked up, and I haven't been able to catch up on a lot of Season 3. But now I'm going to want to because Ghost Rider is confirmed to be in Season 4. Now, this isn't the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. This isn't any of the other Ghost Riders. This is the brand new Ghost Rider. I believe his name is Robbie Reyes. And he doesn't drive a motorcycle. No, no, no. He drives a hot rod. And let's be honest, that car looks awesome. I don't know if they're going to, adapt that, stylized, skull that, Robbie has in the comics, or if it's just going to be like the plain skull that we're used to seeing from the Ghost Rider movies. Either of which will be fine, but I think if they're trying to go for cost effectiveness, they'll want to probably stick with the more angular helmet looking one from the comics. I haven't really read much of the Robbie Ghost Rider. I'm planning to actually read up on that after I make this video. So now I'm going to be honest, DC killed it with their TV shows, guys. Yeah, as far as TV is no secret, I prefer DC over Marvel. Even though I prefer the Marvel Cinematic Universe over the DC Universe at this point, which I will get into that later, I really do love the Arrowverse. It's really good. Now, yeah, you guys can give me shit about liking Arrow. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite show, but it's certainly one that I like to put on. When it's up, I'll watch it. So, first of all, Arrow season 4 obviously is going to be a big shakeup for the show. You have Oliver picking up a brand new team. We have Mr. Terrific coming back. We have Artemis, Wild Dog. We have brand new characters, more vigilante type characters being moved onto the show. So we're kind of backpedaling a little bit from the fantastical elements of seasons 3 and 4. And we're really just kind of keeping it grounded, which I think works in Arrow's favor. But at the same time, you want to make sure that this is still part of that bigger universe. And that's where I think that the Arrow show writers are stumbling with. Ignoring the whole problems with Felicity, pushing that to the side, you have to try and solidify the fact that Oliver is still a very prominent hero in this world, in this universe, when now there are all these metahumans and magic users and time travelers popping up. So it kind of makes Green Arrow a little bit, useless in the grand scheme of things, because you have people with all these fantastic abilities, and then you just got a guy who shoots arrows. But anyway, it's really interesting to see where they're going to go from there. Hopefully, Arrow is going to kind of revitalize itself going forward for season 5. Then we have Legends of Tomorrow. Now, Legends of Tomorrow really got a bad rap from a lot of people. They said the plot was kind of all over the place. And yeah, some cases I can agree, but I personally loved it. I think it was fun. It was a fun ride, and I really didn't, put too much, I didn't analyze it as much as I should have. But I liked Wentworth Miller as Captain Cold, and it was amazing. But it makes me really excited for what they're doing this year on Legends of Tomorrow, because now that we're getting the Justice Society of America with the introduction of Rex Tyler, Stargirl, Dr. Midnight, Obsidian are all going to be on the team this year. We also have confirmation of the villains, and the villains will be the CW adaptation of the Legion of Doom. Now, so far, there are only 4 people confirmed to be on the Legion of Doom. That's Damien Dark, Malcolm Merlyn, the Reverse Flash, and Captain Cold. So it's really going to be interesting to see the dynamic of the team, how it affects them, seeing Leonard go from being a hero who sacrificed himself for the team to now being a villain. Now, I think this is like a previous iteration of Captain Cold, like earlier in the timeline before all this happened, when he was still a villain. So I think it'll be pretty neat to see Captain Cold be his old self again, because let's face it, we all like Wentworth Miller when he's being evil on The Flash. So having Matt Letcher as the Reverse Flash, now we know he's not a series regular on The Flash. We will be seeing him a little bit in Flashpoint, but I'll be getting to that in a moment. But having him be a series regular on here, it's really interesting to see how this dynamic, this new team of villains is going to affect the dynamic of the show, because you're looking at it, and it honestly does seem like the Legion of Doom is a very overpowered team. You have a trained assassin a trained member of the League of Assassins. You have Captain Cold, who is a tactical genius, who has been able to outthink the Flash. He's been able to get the Legends in and out of jams pretty quickly. He's a very quick thinker. You have Damien Dark. Now, we don't know if he has his magic, which I would assume he would have some form of magic. I don't think he'll be like near the end of Arrow levels of overpowered, but I'm still thinking they'll give him some measure of magic. And even if they don't, he is a highly trained member of the League of Assassins, so he can hold his own just as well. And then you have the fucking Reverse Flash. The Reverse Flash alone could probably take this whole team. Well, he did struggle taking on the Flash, Arrow, and Firestorm. So, I mean, there's that. But it'll be an interesting way to see, how do you have this team of misfits and these new people, and how their power is going to try and counter that of the Legion of Doom. So, and this is just the start of the Legion of Doom. We have no idea where they're going from here. So that's Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. Obviously, the big payoff for this whole Justice Society story arc, it's raising the Legion of Doom. It's their first encounter, and this is going to blossom into the whole Justice Society story arc. I love that. And finally, I didn't see the Supergirl trailer. I have no idea where that's going, because obviously I have no interest in Supergirl right now. Hopefully, when I see more footage, I'll have a better idea, and maybe I'll make a video on that. But for right now, it's not a show that really grabs me. But a show that does grab me, guys, is The Flash and the season 3 trailer. Holy shit, guys. It's going down. So I was worried a bit when they said that they were going to adapt Flashpoint. I thought they were originally going to do that when Barry was going to save his mother back in season 1. Obviously, they didn't do that, which I'm kind of happy about, because you don't want to, like, literally the last episode of your season, you don't want to just go, oh, God, we're doing Flashpoint. That's next season. No. I think it's really good for their 3rd season to be able to do that, because you've set up the world over the course of these past 2 seasons. All these events have happened, and now you can just spin it on its head, and you have no idea where this is going. We have totally new characters coming. We have Dr. Alchemy, who I believe Dr. Alchemy is the big bad of the season. Hopefully Tom Felton's playing that. Please, you don't get Tom Felton on your show and not have him play a villain like that. Anyway, we have this we have Wally West as the Flash of the Flashpoint world, which is my guess. And this new Reverse Flash, he looks like the Black Racer, but I don't know if they're going to call him the Black Racer. We literally have no idea who this guy is, or whether or not, like, who he is. I don't think he's the Reverse Flash, because, you know, Barry's got him locked up somewhere. But really neat to kind of have this spin where Barry is, in fact, the villain in this story. He was the one who messed this all up, because the Reverse Flash really didn't cause this. It was Barry's own actions that caused the Flashpoint world to come about. And you have very different versions of the people he knew. Iris doesn't know him. Joe doesn't know him. Cisco is, like, successful billionaire. He's like the Bruce Wayne. Well, not Bruce Wayne, at least. I don't know. But it's so different, and I wonder how these are going to manifest through going forward. Like, we don't know what Tom Cavanaugh's role is going to be as Harrison Wells. Is he Earth 2 Harrison Wells? Is he Earth 1 Harrison Wells? He tweeted out a picture where he was in the Zoom suit. What the hell is that? I don't know. But we'll figure that out going forward, guys, because The Flash Season 3 is definitely on my watch list of this year. So now, going to the movies. Now, I'm going to only talk about the films that we actually got footage for. So I'm not going to be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm not going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I am still excited for those movies, but since there is no footage, there's really nothing for me to go on. The only thing that we have is just the confirmation of oh God, what's his name? The guy who's playing Star-Lord's dad. See, I forget these guys all the time. Kurt Russell's character. He's playing Ego, the Living Planet, I believe. And we now know the main villain for Spider-Man Homecoming will be the Vulture. And judging from the artwork, from the concept art, I really do like this new look of the Vulture, this, like, mechanized look. It is perfect. And I really have no problem with this, because Vulture is really a kind of weird villain to get right on film. Just looking at the comics itself, it's very hard to have, like, how do you transition that from page to screen? And from the concept art, if that is the final design, it's looking very good. I honestly really like it. We unfortunately weren't able to see any footage of that, and nor do we see footage of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We did get a sneak peek, though, at Hulk's gladiator suit, or gladiator armor, from Thor Ragnarok, further cementing the fact that we will see some adaptation of Planet Hulk during this storyline, during the story of Thor Ragnarok. I just cannot wait to see Hulk kicking ass in this movie. It's going to be absolutely fucking amazing. Anyway, going on. So the only trailer that we really got of note was it was Doctor Strange, and it did clarify a little bit of where the story was going. It really didn't give us a lot more information of what it was. It's more of, you know, Stephen Strange going from this doctor to being the Sorcerer Supreme. We do get some very, very great visuals in there, and I really think visually this film is going to be absolutely astounding. It has the very Inception vibe to it, and it looks very different from a lot of other Marvel movies, and even the humor. I think even the humor, it doesn't feel out of place. Like, it feels very natural coming from it. It's like the end of the trailer. You have Baron Mordo giving him a piece of paper that says Shambhala. He's like, what is this, my mantra? He goes, oh, it's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages, you know. I'm like, okay, that got a laugh out of me because I thought that was funny. I thought it was legitimately funny. And for all you who said it wasn't funny, if you thought the "is she with you" thing from Batman v Superman was funny, well, man, to each his own. Anyway, speaking of DC, we got 3 trailers. One for Suicide Squad. I'm still a little bit nervous about Jared Leto and Will Smith's casting. I mean, I'm not completely down it. Like, I did see the clip of that was released by Warner Brothers of Deadshot carrying out a hit against someone, kind of like cornering his contractor to double the payment of, like, it's like $1 million. He doubled it to $2 million before he took the shot. He was just so easy, just look behind him and then boom, just shot him in the head. I think that's fantastic, but I'm still a little bit nervous for Will Smith because Will Smith, if you look at the past 20 years he's been in an action movie, he's really just only played Will Smith. And I really want him to play Floyd Lawton. I don't want him to play Will Smith. Portraying a character like Deadshot, you need to have that mentality of a killer. But again, I won't know until I see the film. I am planning to go see the film, and I hope it's going to be good. I didn't like Batman vs. Superman, and I hope Suicide Squad will be better. And from the looks of things, it will be entertaining, to say the least. Suicide Squad. Then we got Wonder Woman. Guys, it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome, okay? So what more do you want from me? It's fucking awesome. It looks great, and I am loving that this is going to be a period piece. We're going to be in World War I, and the color. Jesus Christ, the color. You did it. DC has finally done a movie where you can do bright and vibrant colors, and it's not a dark and muted gray. This was my problem with Batman v Superman. This is my problem with Man of Steel. The color was just too muted, and I love it that it can shine. Wonder Woman's costume, it's bright. It's red, it's blue, it's gold. It works. The lasso, it glows. It's amazing. I love it, and I can't wait to see the fight choreography they have going on because just from what we've seen, I am fucking excited because Wonder Woman was one of the few things about Batman v Superman that I absolutely loved. Her entrance against Doomsday was perfect. I loved it. And Gal Gadot, like, I love her as Wonder Woman. I mean, obviously, Linda Carter is legendary in and of itself, but Gal Gadot is perfect as Wonder Woman, as a kick-ass Wonder Woman for now. So, that leaves the elephant in the room, guys, and that's Justice League. And I'm going to be honest, I am 50-50 on it. The reason I'm 50-50 on it is, let's talk about the positives. Like I said with Wonder Woman, the change in tone, the lighter tone, and the colors, fucking amazing. That's what you do. And I'm glad that either Zack Snyder, whether it was Zack Snyder who listened to the criticism, Warner Brothers who forced him to change it, or it was Jeff Johns who is now the head of, like, this whole DC cinematic universe, whether they were tonal shift. That is fantastic because it works. Like, here's the thing. Superheroes, at the end of the day, whether they're dark or light, the point of them is to inspire us. They are meant to be what we as humans strive to be. And that is absolutely fantastic. And I love heroes that can inspire us, better people. The problem with Batman v Superman is I never really felt inspired by anyone except Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman had some very inspiring moments that really got me pumped and excited. And like, there really wasn't that many with Batman and Superman, which is sad because I love Batman. Batman is my childhood hero. Kevin Conroy is my Batman. And I'm glad to see that the Batman in the Justice League kind of feels a little bit like Kevin Conroy's Batman. He's not afraid to crack a little bit of humor, as we saw when he was talking with Diana about Aquaman joining the team. Where he's like, is he going to join us? He's like, well, more or less, or more or more or less. He's like, more or less. He said no, didn't he? Yeah, he said no. It works, and I like it. And Bruce is not, like, he doesn't, like, he's not devoid of humor. He can legit have a sense of humor. And I would love to see a little bit of that. And some people are honestly going to be pissed because it does feel very different from Batman v Superman. But I think this is for the best because, you know, you have that dark portion, like that dark time for DC, and now it's just kind of coming into the light a little bit with the emergence of these metahumans, with the emergence of the Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg, and it's just this new team stepping out into the light for everyone to see. So I think a tonal shift will be very good. It feels very similar to the Bruce Timm Justice League Unlimited, which is a fucking fantastic show. I was actually binge watching last week. I was binge watching season 1 of Justice League Unlimited that I found at a yard sale, and it's fucking fantastic. But going on to the costumes, Batman, obviously, it's pretty similar. Wonder Woman's looks pretty similar. Literally the only 3 costumes we can talk about, and Aquaman didn't even get a costume, but I'll talk about him. Aquaman looks great. I mean, he looks fucking intimidating. Mainly because I like what they did with his eyes. The eyes are more of like a misty blue. I love that. It kind of gives a certain like off feeling when you're staring him in the eyes. And even when he's like grabs Bruce, slams him into the wall, and he's just glaring at him, you can see the intensity. Even though the eyes are misty, like kind of like this cloudy misty around his eyes, it's just you could sense that intensity, and that's just fantastic. I love it because Aquaman gets a bad rep. And I've played Injustice. Aquaman's a badass, so I'm hopeful that Jason Momoa is going to do a good job as Aquaman. So hopefully this will change our minds, so by the time Aquaman's movie comes around, we'll all be fucking excited to go see it. Ezra Miller is the Flash. All honesty, guys, full disclosure here, I am not a fan of Ezra Miller. I just am not a fan of his acting. I mean, he doesn't strike me as that. And I think with what I saw, now the writing for the scene where Barry meets Bruce is actually legitimately good. It's funny. I like it. It really is something I can honestly see going, like the Bruce Timm Justice League. I can see that conversation going down between Bruce and Barry. However, Ezra's acting, at least to me, feels a little bit forced, and I don't know why. I think he's trying to come off as a little bit too awkward, whereas, like, I have to draw the comparison to Grant Gustin here. Grant Gustin can do awkward, but it feels like it comes off naturally, whereas for Ezra, it honestly feels like he's not phoning it in, because it looks like he's trying, but that's, I think, the problem. It looks like he's trying too hard to be awkward. But the costume itself, I don't know how I feel about the armored look, because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to differentiate itself from the CW version of the Flash, and they're trying to kind of make their Flash stand out, and I commend that. But it feels like too much armor plating, and if you're the fastest man alive, why do you need armor plating? And you have a healing factor anyway, accelerated healing, but it's an aesthetic choice probably, and they might explain it in the movie, but I personally love a more slimmed down version, like a suit, and not like this suit of armor. In Injustice, it made sense because like everyone had a fucking suit of armor, and all the suits looked like they were had an armor-like quality to it, but in this universe, I just don't feel that works. And then you got Cyborg. Oh boy. Cyborg looks like a mess, guys. Okay, here, let me clarify. The head, like the actual head portion that looks very similar to like the 80s version, love it. Keep that. Everything from the neck down needs to go. I'm going to be completely honest here, because here's the thing. It looks like way too erratic. The design and the metal looks way too erratic. I know they're trying to go for that alien machine-like feeling because, this did come from the mother box, fusing the technology to Victor, which makes him what he is. But it looks way too off for me. Maybe that's because I'm so used to, the animated versions or the comics where he's sleek, he's shiny. It just all blends together. Like, I think if I was going to go for a Cyborg, it would be kind of similar to the reboot of RoboCop. Now, RoboCop was not a good movie. The reboot wasn't. But at the very least, that sleek design of the new RoboCop is kind of what I would imagine for Cyborg. and that would work. I feel like not elements of that should go in. I mean, I need a better look at Cyborg to fully judge what it looks like, but from the footage we got, I'm just not really a fan of how Cyborg looks. On the whole, I am my worries about Justice League are alleviated. I don't think it's going to be bad. I am now optimistic about how it could be, and that's fantastic because we want healthy competition between Marvel and DC. We don't want to hate each other because it's perfectly fine to love both. Anyway, those are my thoughts on everything that has come out right now as far as the movies go. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a video on that once I get my laptop back. So, my name is Darth Cinema. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and finally, before I go, thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving my channel. It means so much to me that each and every one of you subscribe for my content. It's just probably the best feeling in the world. As someone who started this off as a hobby and now is now it's doing this as a job, it's just fantastic because you get to do what you love for people who enjoy what you do. So thank you guys so much for everything that you have done. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, leaving likes, having healthy dialogue in the comment section. So please continue on doing that. Hit that sub button for more content. I'll be talking about One Punch Man. I'm going to be talking about anime. I'm going to be talking about comic book movies. I'm going to be talking about TV shows. I'm so damn excited. I can't finish a damn sentence. Anyway, my name is Darth, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care and have a good night.